The champagne glass shatters against white marble. 84 guests turn their heads in unison, silk dresses rustling, diamond bracelets catching the light. Marin Hale stands frozen at the center of the patio, tray tilted in her trembling hands, shards of crystal spreading across the floor like accusations. Dario Venturi doesn't blink. He stares at her with the kind of smile that makes grown men check their exits. The ocean wind off Harbor Crest cliffs carries the scent of salt and expensive cologne. Thunder rumbles somewhere over the water, distant but approaching. The mansion's courtyard glows under string lights that cost more than most people's cars, illuminating faces that belong on magazine covers and wanted posters. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Marin's mother, Luciana, appears from the kitchen doorway, eyes wide with the terror only staff members understand. She takes one step forward. A guard in a black suit blocks her path without saying a word. Dario tilts his head. You think because your mother works for me, you can walk around like you belong here? His voice cuts through the jazz music playing from hidden speakers. A senator stops mid-conversation. A judge sets down his drink. Everyone knows what happens when Dario Venturi speaks in that tone. It was an accident, Marin says. Her voice comes out smaller than she intended, but not submissive, not apologetic enough. She meets his eyes when she should be looking at the floor. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Someone whispers, "That girl has no idea what she just triggered." Dario claps his hands once, twice, 3 times. The sound echoes across the patio like gunshots. Servants scatter to the sides. Guests form a circle without being told. They've seen this choreography before, the way predators recognize the beginning of a hunt. Behind Dario, something moves in the pool. The water is crystal clear under the submerged lights, and shapes glide beneath the surface. Dozens of them, sleek bodies with teeth that flash silver when they turn. Piranhas. Everyone in Harbor Crest knows about Dario's pool. Nobody asks why he keeps them. The answer lives in the question itself. Dario grabs Marin's arm. His fingers close around her wrist like a handcuff, and he pulls her toward the pool's edge. Her shoes scrape against the marble. Luciana screams her daughter's name, a sound that tears through the music and champagne laughter. 2 more guards appear, holding Luciana back as she claws at their arms. "Sir, no!" Her voice breaks. "Please, she didn't mean—" Silence. Dario doesn't even look at her. The pool's edge approaches, 6 feet away, 4 feet, 2. Marin can see them now, really see them. The piranhas swarm near the surface, sensing movement, bodies pressing against each other in anticipation. Senator Calloway steps forward from the crowd. "Dario, stop this!" Dario laughs. The sound has no humor in it. "The city is full of people who don't know their place," he says, dragging Marin closer. "Today, someone learns." Marin looks down at the water. The piranhas circle, hungry and patient. "Don't," she whispers. Dario's smile widens, and he pushes her. Her scream slices through the night as her body crashes through the surface. Water explodes upward, soaking the marble edge, splashing Dario's expensive shoes. Bubbles erupt where she disappeared. The piranhas converge. Luciana faints in the guard's arms, her body going limp. Guests shriek. Some turn away. Others pull out their phones, recording, because that's what people do now when the world catches fire. Dario stands at the edge, watching, waiting for the water to turn red. But something happens. Something nobody in that mansion can explain. The piranhas circle Maren's submerged form, teeth flashing under the lights. They dart close, inspecting, testing. Her blonde hair floats around her face like seaweed. She doesn't thrash, doesn't kick, doesn't scream underwater. She goes perfectly still. Her arms extend outward, legs curl tight against her body. She floats, suspended, like she's part of the water itself. The piranhas swarm closer. Guests hold their breath. Dario's smile falters. What happens when the predator realizes it's not in control anymore? 12 hours before the push, Dario Venturi stands in his office overlooking Harbor Crest, phone pressed to his ear. "I don't care about his excuses," he says into the receiver. "Either the shipment arrives by midnight, or his daughter learns what happens to families who disappoint me." He ends the call without waiting for a response. The office sprawls across the mansion's top floor, all dark wood and leather furniture that smells like power. Floor-to-ceiling windows frame the city below, lights twinkling like stars he owns. Because in Harbor Crest, Dario does own everything. The clubs, the docks, the politicians who smile at cameras while cashing his checks. His empire stretches from downtown penthouses to coastal warehouses, built on threats and blood, and the kind of fear that keeps people awake at night. Tattoos crawl up his neck from beneath his collar. Black ink telling stories in a language only certain people understand. His jaw looks like it was carved from granite, sharp enough to cut glass. At 6'3", he doesn't walk into rooms. He occupies them. Downstairs, Luciana Hale scrubs the kitchen floor on her knees. She's been working for Dario for 2 years, ever since her husband died and left her drowning in medical debt. The job pays well enough to keep her daughter in college, barely. Her hands ache, her back screams. But she doesn't complain, because complaining in Dario's house is the same as volunteering to disappear. The kitchen door swings open. Mara walks in carrying textbooks, her university backpack slung over one shoulder. "Mom, I told you I'd help clean before the gala." Luciana stands quickly, brushing wet hair from her face. "Baby, you should be studying." "I've been studying all week." Maren drops her bag on a chair. "Besides, you work 12-hour days. Let me do something." She's 19, with her mother's eyes and her late father's stubborn streak. Her blonde hair falls past her shoulders, usually tied back in a practical ponytail. She doesn't wear makeup. Doesn't need to. What makes Dario notice her isn't her looks. It's the way she doesn't flinch when he walks by. Last month, he snapped at a waiter for bringing the wrong wine. The man apologized 6 times, voice shaking. But when Dario barked at Luciana in front of guests, Maren looked him dead in the eye. Not challenging, just unbothered. Like his anger was weather she'd already checked the forecast for. That irritated him more than any insult could. Because tyrants need fear to survive, and people who don't provide it become problems. Now, Luciana grips her daughter's shoulders. "Maren, listen to me. Tonight's gala is different. Important people are coming. Dario's been on edge all week. When isn't he on edge? This isn't a joke." Luciana's voice drops. "Please, just stay home tonight." Maren studies her mother's face, the worry lines deepening around her eyes, the way her hands won't stop shaking. "You're scared of him," Maren says quietly. "Everyone's scared of him." Luciana glances at the door. That's how he stays in power. Upstairs, Dario opens his laptop. Emails flood the screen. requests from city council members, threats from rivals, invoices for tonight's gala, each line item more expensive than most people's monthly rent. He scrolls through security footage from the mansion's cameras, checking angles, making sure his guards are positioned correctly. His eyes linger on the pool. The piranhas glide through the water like living knives, their bodies sleek and efficient. He had them imported from South America 3 years ago, after a business partner asked why he needed such an elaborate security system. "I don't need security," Dario told him. "I need theater." Fear works best when it has a visual. Tonight's gala isn't just a party. It's a performance, a reminder to everyone who attends that Dario Venturi controls Harbor Crest. Judges will drink his champagne. Politicians will laugh at his jokes. Real estate moguls will pretend they're his equals while knowing they're not. And if someone steps out of line, if someone forgets their place, Dario will remind them. He just hasn't decided who yet. In the kitchen, Maren ties an apron around her waist, despite her mother's protests. "I'm helping tonight," she says. "End of discussion." Luciana wants to argue, but she knows that tone. Maren inherited her father's iron will, the kind that doesn't bend even when it should. "Then promise me something," Luciana whispers. "If Dario talks to you, if he even looks at you wrong, you walk away. You hear me?" Maren nods, but they both know she's lying, because walking away isn't in her nature. Hours later, as sunset bleeds into twilight, guests begin arriving. Limousines pull up to the circular driveway. Men in tuxedos step out first, offering hands to women in gowns that cost more than Luciana's annual salary. Music drifts from the patio. Waiters circulate with champagne. The pool glows blue under the lights, piranhas invisible beneath the surface. Dario stands near the entrance, shaking hands, accepting compliments, playing the role of gracious host, while everyone pretends they don't know how he made his fortune. In the kitchen, Maren loads a silver tray with champagne flutes. Her mother watches from the doorway, hands clasped like she's praying. "Please be careful," Luciana whispers. Maren lifts the tray, balancing it against her hip. "Always am." She pushes through the kitchen door into the crowded patio, weaving between guests who don't see her, who look through her like she's furniture. The tray grows heavier with each step. Somewhere in the crowd, Dario turns his head. His eyes find her, and something shifts in his expression, something cold and calculating, like a decision being made in real time. What happens when a girl who refuses to fear meets a man who demands it? The patio transforms into something from a movie as darkness settles over Harbor Crest. String lights crisscross overhead, casting warm glows on faces worth millions. Women glitter in emerald and ruby gowns, their laughter high and sharp like crystal breaking. Men cluster in groups, cigars glowing orange, voices low as they discuss deals that will never see daylight. Senator James Calloway works the crowd near the bar, his silver hair catching the light. Judge Patricia Monroe stands beside the pool, careful not to get too close to the edge. Real estate mogul Marcus Chen laughs too loud at someone's joke. The kind of laugh that means he's nervous. Everyone here owes Dario something. Money, favors, silence. Maren moves through them like a ghost, refilling glasses, collecting empty plates. Her feet ache in the black flats her mother made her wear. The tray feels like it weighs 50 pounds. She catches fragments of conversation as she passes. Shipment delayed again, but he's handling it. Can't believe the FBI hasn't... saw what he did to Rivera's club downtown. Voices drop when she approaches, rising again after she leaves. Near the pool, Dario holds court with a circle of politicians. He's changed into a charcoal suit that probably costs more than a car, his tattoos hidden beneath the collar, except for the ones creeping up his neck. He doesn't drink, just watches. Luciana appears beside Mara, her face pale under the lights. "Baby, maybe you should go inside. Help with the kitchen prep." "Mom, I'm fine. You don't understand. He's been watching people all night like he's choosing which one to—" She stops herself. Marin follows her mother's gaze to Dario. He's staring at a nervous-looking city councilman, the same way a cat watches a mouse before pouncing. "I'll be careful," Mara whispers. But careful isn't enough when you're walking through a room full of people pretending not to know they're standing in a lion's den. The music shifts to something slower, strings and piano. Couples drift toward the makeshift dance floor on the far side of the patio. Waiters emerge from the kitchen carrying trays of appetizers that look like tiny works of art. Mara heads back toward the kitchen for more champagne. She doesn't see the guest stepping backward. Doesn't register the collision until it's too late. Her shoulder hits something solid. The tray tilts. Time stretches like taffy. 6 champagne flutes slide toward the edge. She grabs for them, fingers closing on air. Glass explodes against marble. The sound cuts through music and conversation like a gunshot. 84 heads turn. 84 pairs of eyes lock onto her. Marin's heart stops. Dario stands 15 feet away, conversation dying mid-sentence. His expression doesn't change, but something behind his eyes comes alive. Luciana appears from nowhere, already kneeling, already gathering glass with her bare hands. "I'm so sorry, sir. I'll clean this immediately. She didn't mean—" "Stand up," Dario says. His voice carries across the patio without him raising it. Luciana freezes. "I said, stand up." She rises slowly, hands trembling. Palms bleeding from where she grabbed the glass. Dario walks towards them, each step deliberate, measured. The crowd parts without being told. He stops in front of Mara, close enough that she can smell his cologne mixing with the ocean wind. Up close, he's even taller than she realized, his presence filling the space like smoke. "You think because your mother works for me, you can walk around like you belong here?" Marin's mouth goes dry. Every instinct screams at her to look down, apologize, make herself smaller. Instead, she meets his eyes. "It was an accident." The words come out steady, despite the earthquake in her chest. Gasps ripple through the crowd like dominoes falling. Someone behind her whispers, "Oh God, she has no idea what she just did." Dario's jaw tightens. For 3 seconds, he says nothing. Then he smiles. The kind of smile that makes people remember every mistake they've ever made. "An accident," he repeats, tasting the words. "You embarrassed me in front of my guests. An accident." Judge Monroe sets down her drink. Senator Calloway takes a step forward, then stops, thinking better of it. Luciana tries to move between them. "Sir, please, I'll pay for the glasses. I didn't ask you to speak." The words hit like a slap. Luciana's mouth closes. Tears form in the corners of her eyes. Dario keeps his gaze locked on Marin. "Do you know what happens to people who embarrass me?" Mara wants to run. Every muscle in her body screams at her to bolt for the kitchen, for the door, for anywhere that isn't here. But her feet won't move. "No, sir," she whispers, His smile widens. "Tonight," he says softly. "You're going to learn." He claps his hands. Once, twice, 3 times. The sound echoes across the patio like thunder. Waiters scatter to the edges. Guests form a circle without being told, phones already emerging from pockets and purses. Dario grabs Marin's arm. His grip tightens around her wrist like an iron band, and he pulls her toward the pool, toward the water that glows blue under the lights, toward the shapes moving beneath the surface. Luciana screams, "No, please, please, not my daughter!" 2 guards appear from nowhere, catching her before she can reach them. She fights against their grip, nails clawing at their arms, voice breaking on her daughter's name. "Marin! Marin!" Senator Calloway steps forward. "Dario, this has gone far enough." Has it? Dario doesn't slow down. Or has it just begun? The pool's edge approaches. 8 feet away. 6. 4. Marin can see them now. The piranhas swarm just beneath the surface, their bodies pressing against each other, teeth flashing silver under the submerged lights. There must be 50 of them, maybe more. Her heart hammers against her ribs. "Please," she whispers, "don't." Dario leans close to her ear. "Tonight will be your lesson." He shoves her forward. What does it feel like to fall toward your own death? Marin's arms windmill as her body tilts over the pool's edge. For half a second, she's suspended in air, the patio lights spinning above her, her mother's scream echoing across the marble. Then gravity claims her. She hits the water like a car crash. Cold shock steals her breath. Chlorine burns her eyes. The world above the surface, the mansion, the guests, the lights, turns into warped shapes through the rippling water. Below her, shadows dart. The piranhas move like bullets, silver bodies cutting through the blue in tight formations. They sense the disturbance, the vibrations, the promise of meat. Marin's lungs scream for air she doesn't have. Bubbles explode from her mouth as her body sinks deeper. 5 feet down. 7. The pool is 12 feet at its center, designed for Olympic swimming before Dario turned it into an execution chamber. Above the surface, chaos erupts. Guests surge toward the pool's edge. Women shriek, men shout. Someone drops their champagne glass, adding more shattered crystal to the patio. Luciana collapses in the guard's arms, her body going limp, eyes rolling back. "Call 911, someone yells. "Get her out of there!" "Oh my God! Oh my God!" Judge Monroe turns away, hand over her mouth. Marcus Chen pulls out his phone, fingers shaking as he tries to dial. Senator Calloway grabs Dario's shoulder. "What have you done?" Dario shrugs him off, eyes locked on the water, waiting for the red. In the pool, Marin forces her eyes open despite the chlorine burn. The piranhas circle 15 feet away, a living tornado of teeth and hunger. They move in synchronized patterns, testing the water, reading vibrations like a language only they understand. Her mind races. 2 years of volunteer work at Harborcrest Marine Center flash through her thoughts. Dr. Keisha Williams' voice echoes in her memory. Predatory fish respond to erratic movement. Thrashing triggers attack. Stillness confuses them. Marin's body wants to kick, wants to fight, wants to claw toward the surface. She forces herself to stop. Every muscle locks into position. Arms extend outward like a starfish. Legs curl tight against her body, minimizing her profile. She floats. The piranhas dart closer. 10 feet. 8. 5. She can see their teeth now. Rows of triangular blades designed by millions of years of evolution to strip flesh from bone in seconds. Her lungs burn. Black spots dance at the edges of her vision. The lead piranha, bigger than the rest, a scar across its side, approaches her left arm, inches away. Maren doesn't move, doesn't flinch, becomes water. The piranha inspects her forearm, its mouth opening, teeth grazing her skin. Then it turns away. The school follows. They circle once more, confused by the lack of struggling, the absence of fear signals they've been trained to recognize. Then they drift toward the far end of the pool. Above the surface, guests stare in disbelief. "Why aren't they attacking?" someone whispers. "She's not moving. Is she dead?" Dario steps closer to the edge, his reflection warping in the disturbed water. His jaw clenches. The smile vanishes. Because this wasn't supposed to happen. The girl was supposed to thrash, supposed to scream, supposed to turn the pool red, while everyone watched, learning the lesson he intended to teach. Instead, she floats like she belongs there, like she's claiming his weapon as her own. Maren's lungs reach their limit. Black spots grow larger. Her chest convulses, body demanding air. She can't hold it anymore. Slowly, carefully, she begins treading water. Her movements stay minimal, controlled. No splashing, no kicking. She rises toward the surface. The piranhas notice but don't approach. They've already decided she's not prey. Her head breaks through. Air floods her lungs in a gasp that sounds like resurrection. Guests explode into noise. "She's alive! How is that possible? Someone help her!" Maren treads water near the center of the pool, blonde hair plastered to her face, dress floating around her like seaweed. She looks at Dario. Their eyes meet across 20 feet of space. And something shifts. The man who built an empire on fear realizes, maybe for the first time in years, that his favorite weapon just failed him. Maren starts swimming toward the edge, each stroke deliberate, calm, like she's finishing a morning lap, not escaping death. Dario's hands curl into fists, because people are watching. Politicians, judges, real estate moguls with phones recording every second, and the girl he pushed is climbing out of his pool alive. Luciana regains consciousness in the guard's arms. Her eyes flutter open, focusing on the pool, on her daughter pulling herself up the ladder. "Maren," she gasps. "Mom!" Maren's voice comes out rough, waterlogged. "I'm okay." But she's not okay. None of them are. Because the night just crossed a line no one can uncross. Dario steps toward her as she reaches the top of the ladder, water streaming from her clothes. His mouth opens. Then sirens split the night. Blue and red lights flash beyond the mansion gates. Tires screech on the driveway. Car doors slam. Boots pound against marble. A voice amplified by a megaphone cuts through the chaos. "This is the FBI. Nobody move." What happens when the hunter becomes the hunted? Federal agents pour onto the patio like a flood. 20 of them in Navy tactical gear, weapons drawn, moving with the precision of people who've rehearsed this raid 100 times. They spread out in formation, covering exits, corralling guests, establishing control in seconds. Leading them is Agent Rowan Sutter. 6'1", grey hair cut military short, eyes the color of winter ice. He's been tracking Dario Venturi for 3 years, building a case brick by brick, waiting for one mistake. Tonight, he got it. Rowan's gaze sweeps the patio, taking inventory. Shattered champagne glasses, terrified guests, Dario standing near the pool, water dripping from Marin's clothes onto the marble between them. Dario Venturi, Rowan's voice carries authority like a weapon. You are under arrest for attempted murder, racketeering, tax evasion, wire fraud, and obstruction of federal investigations. The words land like bombs. Guests gasp. Someone drops their phone. Marcus Chen backs away so fast he nearly trips over a chair. Dario's face goes through 3 expressions in 2 seconds. Shock, rage, calculation. You can't arrest me during my own gala, he says. His voice stays steady, but cracks at the edges. Rowan walks closer, handcuffs already in his grip. We've been surveilling this property for 6 months. We have warrants for your arrest, seizure of assets, and search of the premises. He gestures toward Mara, still dripping wet, shaking from cold and adrenaline. But pushing a 19-year-old into a pool filled with piranhas in front of 84 witnesses? That was the gift we didn't expect. Dario's eyes dart around the patio, looking for allies, for guards, for anyone who might step forward. Nobody moves. Senator Calloway takes 3 steps backward, hands raised like he's surrendering. Judge Monroe stares at her shoes. Marcus Chen is already texting someone, probably his lawyer. The people who smiled at Dario's jokes, who cashed his checks, who pretended not to know where his money came from. They evaporate like smoke. You don't understand. Dario's voice rises, desperation creeping in. She's fine. Look at her. It was a joke that went too far. A joke. Rowan's tone could freeze fire. You keep piranhas in your pool as a joke. I didn't think... No. You didn't think we'd catch you. You didn't think anyone would have the courage to testify. You didn't think your empire built on threats and violence would ever collapse. Rowan steps within arm's reach. You were wrong. 2 agents move behind Dario, positioning themselves. Dario lunges toward Marin. Tell them, his voice cracks. Tell them it was an accident, that I didn't mean... Rowan shoves him back. Touch her again, and add assaulting a federal officer to your charges. Agents grab Dario's arms, spinning him around, forcing his wrists behind his back. The handcuffs click shut. The sound echoes across the patio like the final note of a song everyone's been waiting to end. Dario struggles against the cuffs, his polished image shattering in real time. Do you know who I am? Do you know what I can do? Yeah, Rowan says quietly. You're a man who pushed a teenage girl into a death trap because she dropped some glasses. You're a criminal who mistook fear for respect. And you're going to prison. Luciana reaches Marin, wrapping her soaking daughter in a hug so tight it hurts. Baby, I thought... I'm okay. Mum? Marin's voice shakes. I promise. I'm okay. But her hands won't stop trembling. Her teeth chatter. Shock settling in like frost. An EMT approaches with a thermal blanket. Miss, we need to check you for injuries. Can you walk? Marin nods, but her legs wobble. The EMT wraps the blanket around her shoulders, silver foil crinkling. Another medic appears with a gurney, but Marin waves it away. I can walk. Across the patio, agents escort Dario toward a waiting vehicle. He fights every step, screaming at the guests. This is a setup! They're framing me! Someone call my lawyer! Nobody reaches for their phone. The politicians study the ground. The judges examine their watches. The The real estate moguls suddenly remember they have early meetings tomorrow. Dario's voice grows shrill. You owe me. All of you. I made you who you are. Agent Sutter stops, turns back. The only thing they owe you is testimony. And trust me, we'll be collecting. He signals his team. They load Dario into the back of a black SUV, his screams muffled as the door slams shut. Rowan approaches Marin and Luciana. His expression softens, the first hint of warmth since he arrived. Miss Hale, I'm Agent Rowan Sutter, FBI. First, are you hurt? Marin shakes her head, though her shoulder throbs where Dario grabbed her, and her throat burns from chlorine. I'm okay. You saved your own life tonight. Rowan's voice carries respect. What you did in that pool, staying calm, controlling your movements. Most people would have panicked. How did you know? I volunteer at the Marine Center, Marin whispers. Dr. Williams taught us about predatory fish behavior. I remembered. Rowan nods slowly. Knowledge is power. You proved that tonight. He glances at Luciana. Ma'am, I know this is traumatic. We'll need statements from both of you, but not tonight. Tonight, you both need rest. Why now? Luciana's voice cracks. Why did you come tonight? Rowan looks back at the pool, at the piranhas still circling beneath the lights. We've been building a case against Dario Venturi for 3 years. Financial crimes, racketeering, witness intimidation. But everything we had was circumstantial, hidden behind shell companies and scared witnesses who wouldn't testify. He turns back to them. We needed something undeniable, something public, something witnessed by people with too much to lose to lie about it. Understanding dawns in Marin's eyes. You were waiting for him to make a mistake. We were waiting for him to reveal who he really is in front of people who couldn't pretend they didn't see it. Rowan's jaw tightens. I'm sorry it had to be you. But you didn't just survive tonight, Miss Hale. You ended a reign of terror that's lasted 15 years. The words settle over Marin like weight. She looks at the pool, at the mansion, at the guests being questioned by agents. This patio where she almost died just became the place where a monster finally got caged. An agent approaches Rowan, handing him a tablet. Sir, we're getting statements from witnesses. Every single one admits seeing the assault. Good. Process them, take contact information, then let them go. We got what we came for. The patio slowly empties. Guests give statements to agents, then flee to their cars like the mansion's on fire. Nobody looks back. Within 30 minutes, the crowd of 84 becomes a handful of agents, securing the scene. Rowan escorts Mara and Luciana toward the gate. There's a victim services advocate waiting in the front. She'll help you with immediate needs, counseling, medical care, legal protection. Protection? Luciana's voice spikes. From who? Dario had associates, people who won't be happy about his arrest. Standard procedure is to ensure your safety until we've secured his organization. Fear flashes across Luciana's face, but Mara straightens her shoulders, the thermal blanket rustling. I'm not afraid anymore. The words come out stronger than she feels. Rowan studies her for a moment, then nods. Good. Fear is what he trafficked in. The moment you stop being afraid, he loses his last bit of power. They reach the gate. A victim advocate waits beside an unmarked car, clipboard in hand, expression professional but kind. Behind them, agents move through the mansion with wine, collecting evidence, photographing rooms, dismantling an empire one document at a time. The pool lights still glow blue. The piranhas still circle. but the man who weaponized them is gone. Marin looks back one last time, at the patio where she thought she'd die, at the water that became her salvation instead of her grave. "Miss Hale," the advocate touches her shoulder gently. "We should go." Marin nods, but something catches her eye. Movement near the mansion's east wing. A figure in the shadows, watching. Then it's gone. Who else was watching tonight? And what do they want? Dario's screams echo through the SUV windows as it pulls away from the mansion. "You don't understand what you've done! I have people, powerful people!" Agent Rowan Sutter watches the taillights disappear down the driveway, then turns back to the patio. His team moves through the mansion like a well-oiled machine. Cameras flashing, evidence bags filling, years of corruption being catalogued in real time. He pulls out his phone, dials a number he's had memorized for months. "It's done," he says when the line connects. "Venturi's in custody." On the other end, FBI Director Keisha Morris exhales audibly. "Tell me we have enough. We have everything. 84 witnesses, video footage from guests' phones, and attempted murder in front of half the city's elite." Rowan watches his team carry boxes from Dario's office. His lawyers can't make this disappear. Near the pool, Marin sits on a patio chair wrapped in the thermal blanket. Luciana kneels beside her, hands clasping her daughters like letting go means losing her again. The victim advocate, a woman named Tasha Reynolds, approaches with 2 bottles of water. "Miss Hale, your mother mentioned you volunteer at the Marine Center. That's what saved your life tonight." Marin nods, still shaking. "Dr. Williams taught us defensive behavior protocols for working with aggressive species. I never thought..." Her voice breaks. Tasha crouches down, making eye contact. "You never thought you'd need to use it to survive a man more dangerous than any fish." Her tone carries understanding, not pity. "But you did, and you're here." Rowan joins them, tablet in hand. "Miss Hale, I need to ask you something important. When Dario grabbed you, did he say anything? Anything at all before he pushed you?" Marin closes her eyes, replaying the moment. "He said, 'Tonight will be your lesson.'" Rowan types quickly. "And during the fall? After?" "Nothing. He just stood there watching. Waiting for..." She can't finish the sentence. "Waiting for the piranhas to attack." Rowan's jaw tightens. "Which makes this premeditated assault with intent to cause severe bodily harm." An agent approaches, holding a sealed evidence bag. "Sir, we found something in Venturi's office. Financial records dating back 8 years. Offshore accounts. Wire transfers to city officials." He pauses. Senator Calloway's name appears 47 times. Rowan's eyes narrow. "Where is Calloway now?" "Left 10 minutes ago. Gave his statement and bolted. Put surveillance on him. I want to know everywhere he goes." The agent nods and disappears into the mansion. Luciana looks up at Rowan, tears streaming down her face. "What happens now? To us? Marin has school. I had a job here." "Mrs. Hale, you're both victims of a violent crime. The FBI's Victim Assistance Program will provide temporary housing, counseling, and financial support while we build the case." Rowan's voice softens. "You won't be returning to this mansion, ever." Relief and terror cross Luciana's face simultaneously. Freedom tastes like uncertainty. Marin stands suddenly, the blanket falling from her shoulders. "I saw someone." Everyone turns. "What?" Rowan steps closer. "When we were leaving, near the east wing, someone was watching us." Rowan signals 2 agents immediately. They draw weapons and move toward the mansion's NOT entrance. Description? Too dark, just a shape, but they were definitely watching. Maren's voice steadies, and then they disappeared. Rowan speaks into his radio. All units, possible unauthorized individual on property, East Wing, fan out. Agents scatter. Tasha guides Maren and Luciana toward the gate. We need to get you somewhere safe. They're halfway to the car when Rowan's radio crackles. Agent Sutter, we found something. His expression changes. What? A camera, hidden in the East Wing exterior wall, professional grade, still recording. The air feels suddenly colder. Rowan looks at Maren. Someone else was documenting tonight. Who? Luciana's voice rises. Who else was watching my daughter almost die? Rowan doesn't answer immediately. His mind races through possibilities. Rival crime families, journalists, federal informants, or something worse. Get them to the safe house, he tells Tasha. Now! Tasha nods, ushering them toward the waiting car. Maren climbs into the back seat, legs still shaking. Through the window, she watches agents swarming the mansion like ants on a fallen piece of fruit. The empire is crumbling in real time. Luciana slides in beside her, gripping her hand. Baby, I'm so sorry. I should never have let you come tonight. Mum, it's not your fault. I knew he was dangerous. I knew, and I still... You were trying to survive, to keep us alive. Maren squeezes her mother's hand. You did nothing wrong. The car starts moving, pulling away from the mansion gates. In the rearview mirror, Maren watches the property shrink. The white marble pillars, the glowing pool, the patio where she almost died. It looks different now. Smaller. Like the monster who built it was never as powerful as everyone believed. Tasha drives in silence for 10 minutes, taking turns that seem random but aren't. Standard protocol for ensuring they're not followed. Where are we going? Luciana finally asks. Safe house in the Riverside district. Secure building. 24-hour protection. You'll stay there until we're confident there's no retaliation risk. Retaliation from who? Dario's in custody. Tasha meets Luciana's eyes in the mirror. Mrs. Hale, your former employer ran an organization with hundreds of associates. Some of them made a lot of money because of him. They won't be happy about tonight. Fear floods Luciana's face again, but Maren's expression shifts to something else. Determination. Let them come, she says quietly. Tasha glances at her, surprised. Miss Hale, I understand you're feeling strong right now, but I survived piranhas. Maren's voice doesn't waver. I can survive whatever comes next. The car pulls up to a nondescript apartment building. Brick exterior, security cameras, a doorman who looks more like a bodyguard. They're escorted to the 3rd floor, apartment 3C. Inside, the space is clean but generic. Beige walls, standard furniture. The kind of place designed to be forgotten. 2 agents are already there, checking windows, testing locks. You'll have protection outside your door, Tasha explains. Groceries will be delivered. If you need anything, there's a phone that connects directly to the FBI field office. She hands Luciana a folder. This contains information about counseling services, victim compensation, and legal resources. Someone will check on you tomorrow morning. Luciana nods numbly, still processing. Tasha turns to Maren. What you did tonight took incredible courage. But courage doesn't mean you're not allowed to fall apart. When the adrenaline wears off, it's going to hit hard. Her eyes hold understanding that comes from experience. Let it. Don't try to be strong every second. Maren nods, throat tight. After Tasha leaves, mother and daughter stand in the middle of the strange apartment. Luciana breaks first, sobs tearing from her chest like they've been trapped for years. Mara holds her, and they collapse onto the couch together. Outside, a black sedan parks across the street. Inside, a figure watches the building's third-floor window. Phone pressed to ear. "They're here," the voice says. "What do you want me to do?" Who's watching now? And what do they want with the girl who survived? Morning light cuts through the safe house blinds like knives. Mara wakes on the couch, neck stiff, still wearing yesterday's damp clothes. Her mother sleeps beside her, face swollen from crying, one hand still gripping Maran's arm. For 3 seconds, Maran forgets where she is. Then memory crashes back. The pool, the piranhas. Dario's hands shoving her forward. Her stomach lurches. She barely makes it to the bathroom before vomiting. When she emerges, Luciana is awake, making coffee with shaking hands. "Baby, you okay?" Maran nods, lying. A knock at the door makes them both jump. "Miss Hale?" "Mrs. Hale, it's Agent Sutter." Luciana checks the peephole before opening the door. Rowan enters carrying 2 paper bags that smell like breakfast. Behind him, a woman in a FBI jacket wheels in a cart with a laptop and folders. "Morning. This is Agent Destiny Clark, Cybercrimes Division." Rowan sets the bags on the kitchen counter. "We need to show you something." They gather around the laptop. Destiny opens a video file. The screen shows last night's gala from an angle nobody saw. High up, looking down at the patio, the pool centered in frame. "This is from the hidden camera we found," Destiny explains. The video plays. Maran watches herself carrying the champagne tray. The collision, the glasses shattering. She watches Dario grab her arm, drag her to the pool, push her. Watches herself fall, hit the water, disappear beneath the surface. Luciana covers her mouth, tears starting again. But Destiny fast-forwards to the aftermath. To the moment after the federal agents arrive and Dario is handcuffed. "Watch the edge of the frame," she says. In the corner of the screen, partially hidden by shadows, a figure stands near the mansion's east wing, watching, recording with a phone. Then, as agents spread out, the figure disappears. "We enhanced the image," Rowan says. Destiny clicks. The figure enlarges, pixelated but visible. Male, 6 feet tall, wearing dark clothes and a baseball cap pulled low. "Do you recognize him?" Rowan asks. Maran and Luciana both shake their heads. "He's not one of Dario's regular guards," Destiny adds. "We've been through employment records. He doesn't appear anywhere." "So who is he?" Maran's voice comes out hoarse. "That's what we're trying to figure out." Rowan pulls up another file. But there's more. At 3 a.m. this morning, someone posted edited footage of last night to 6 different social media platforms. He plays a video. It shows Maran being pushed into the pool, her scream, the piranhas swarming. But it's cut before the federal agents arrive. The caption reads, "Mafia boss attempts murder at luxury gala. Victim survives impossible attack." Within 6 hours, the video has 17 million views. Luciana gasps. "The whole world knows." "The whole world knows a version," Rowan corrects. "Whoever posted this edited out the FBI raid, made it look like Dario walked away free." "Why would someone do that?" Maran asks. Destiny and Rowan exchange glances. "Either to protect Dario by controlling the narrative," Destiny says carefully, "or to ensure the story spreads so fast that his associates can't bury it." "You think someone wanted this to go public?" Marin says. "We think someone's been watching Dario for a long time, and they used last night to expose him." Rowan closes the laptop. The question is whether they're trying to help or exploit the situation. A phone rings. Rowan answers, steps into the hallway. When he returns, his expression is grim. Dario's lawyer just filed an emergency motion claiming the arrest was unlawful. They're arguing entrapment, improper surveillance, and, he pauses, that Miss Hale's survival proves there was no real danger. Luciana stands so fast, her chair falls backward. "No real danger? He pushed my daughter into a pool of piranhas." "Mrs. Hale, I understand. She could have died. Marin touches her mother's arm. "Mum." "Breathe." Luciana's chest heaves, but she stops shouting. Rowan continues carefully. The lawyer is arguing that since the piranhas didn't attack, Dario couldn't have intended lethal harm, that it was reckless endangerment at most. "That's insane," Marin whispers. "It's a legal strategy, and unfortunately, without additional evidence of intent, a judge might reduce the charges." Silence fills the apartment. Then Marin's phone buzzes. She pulls it from her pocket. The screen shows hundreds of notifications, messages, tags, comments. Someone found her social media. The first message she opens reads, "You're a hero." The second, "How did you survive?" The third, "Thank you for exposing him." But the fourth makes her blood freeze. "You should have drowned. Dario will make sure you regret surviving." She shows Rowan. His jaw tightens. "Change your passwords. All of them. Now." Destiny takes the phone, already typing. "I'll trace the threat, but Miss Hale, you need to understand. You're about to become very famous. Millions of people saw that video. Some will support you. Others will attack you. And Dario's associates will see you as the reason their income stream just dried up." "So what do I do?" Marin's voice cracks. "Hide forever?" Rowan kneels in front of her chair. "No. You testify. You tell the truth in court, under oath, in front of a jury. You make sure Dario Venturi never walks free again." His eyes hold hers, and you show every scared person in Harbor Crest that fear doesn't have to win. Marin looks at her mother. Luciana's face is still wet with tears, but she nods. "Do it, baby. For everyone he hurt." Outside, the black sedan is still parked across the street. The figure inside makes another call. She's getting ready to testify. "Do we proceed?" The voice on the other end responds with 2 words. "Not yet." What happens when the girl who survived becomes the target everyone's watching? 3 days after the gala, Harbor Crest wakes to headlines that burn like wildfire. Venturi Empire crumbles. FBI seizes $47 million in assets. City officials named in corruption scandal. Teenage girl's survival exposes decades of crime. Mara sits in the safe house watching news coverage on mute. Her face appears on screen. A photo from her university ID. Blonde hair pulled back, eyes bright with optimism from before she knew what monsters looked like. The ticker at the bottom scrolls endlessly. Senator Calloway denies involvement. Judge Monroe placed on administrative leave. Real estate mogul Marcus Chen under investigation. Luciana enters with 2 cups of tea, sets one beside her daughter. "You should turn it off." "I can't." Marin's voice is hollow. "It's everywhere. My name, my face. People I've never met arguing about whether I'm brave or stupid." Her phone hasn't stopped buzzing. Interview requests from every major network. Book deals, movie offers, marriage proposals from strangers, and threats. So many threats. Agent Destiny Clark arrives at noon with a thick folder. We traced the hidden camera's owner. It belongs to a journalist named Isaiah Grant. He's been investigating Dario for 2 years, trying to prove corruption allegations. She opens the folder. He's the one who posted the video. Why? Luciana demands. Because he knew if the story stayed quiet, Dario's lawyers would bury it. But if it went viral first, the public pressure would force a real investigation. Destiny looks at Marin. He used you as a catalyst. Marin's hands curl into fists. He watched me almost die and thought, good content? He claims he was documenting a pattern of intimidation. He didn't know Dario would go that far. But when he did, Isaiah kept filming instead of helping. Marin stands, pacing. Where is he now? Protective custody. Dario's associates put a price on his head. Destiny closes the folder. He wants to meet you. Absolutely not, Luciana snaps. But Mara stops pacing. I want to meet him. Baby, no. Mom, he has evidence. 2 years of investigating Dario. Maybe there's something that proves intent. Something that makes sure Dario doesn't walk on a technicality. Destiny nods slowly. That's exactly why he wants to meet. He has recordings of Dario discussing the pool, the piranhas, what they're capable of. It establishes knowledge and planning. Luciana looks between them, torn. Fine, but I'm coming with you. 2 hours later, they're in a different safe house across town. Isaiah Grant looks nothing like Marin expected. Mid-30s, dark skin, exhausted eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses. His left arm is in a sling from where Dario's associates found him before federal protection kicked in. He stands when they enter. Miss Hale. Mrs. Hale. His voice breaks. I'm sorry for not stopping it. For filming instead of, just show us what you have, Marin interrupts. Isaiah opens a laptop with his good hand. 6 months ago, Dario had a party, smaller than the gala. I was recording from across the street with a telephoto lens. He plays a video. The screen shows Dario standing by his pool with 3 men Marin doesn't recognize. One asks, why piranhas? Seems excessive. Dario laughs. Because fear needs theater. I bring people to this pool, show them what's swimming underneath, and they understand consequences without me saying a word. He gestures to the water. These fish can strip a full-grown man to bone in under 4 minutes. I've tested it. The men laugh nervously. Dario continues. You show someone real danger, specific danger. They remember. They behave. The video ends. Marin's stomach turns. He tested it? Luciana whispers. On what? We don't know yet, Destiny admits. But this establishes he understood exactly what those piranhas could do, which proves intent. Isaiah plays another clip. This one from 3 weeks ago. Dario and a woman Marin recognizes as his accountant. Staff becoming problems, the woman says. Luciana's daughter has an attitude. Dario's expression darkens. I've noticed. Girl looks at me like I'm nobody. Want me to fire the mother? No. Dario's smile is cold. I want to teach a lesson everyone sees. Find the right moment. The recording cuts off. The room goes silent. Luciana's face drains of color. He was planning it. He was waiting for an excuse. This is premeditation, Destiny says. First-degree assault, minimum. With the right jury, attempted murder. Mara stares at Isaiah. Why didn't you give this to the FBI before? I tried. 6 months ago. They said it wasn't enough without corroborating witnesses. His voice fills with frustration. Everyone Dario threatens is too scared to testify. The system protects people like him because nobody wants to be the first to speak up. Until someone nearly dies on camera in front of 84 witnesses, Marin says quietly. Isaiah nods. You became what I couldn't manufacture. Undeniable proof. You mean I became useful? Bitterness edges Marin's words. I mean, you became powerful. Isaiah meets her eyes. Dario built everything on making people afraid to resist. But you resisted in the most public way possible. You survived what everyone assumed would kill you. And now his whole empire is collapsing because one person refused to stay a victim. Agent Rowan Sutter enters with his phone pressed to his ear. Say that again. His expression shifts. When? He hangs up, looks at everyone in the room. Dario's bail hearing is in 2 hours. His lawyers convinced a judge to fast-track it. Can they get him released? Luciana's voice spikes. Not with the evidence we have now, but... Rowan hesitates. The judge is Leonard Fisher. Destiny's face falls. Fisher owes Dario favors. How do you know? Marin asks. Because Isaiah's investigation found payments from Dario's shell companies to Fisher's campaign fund. $50,000 over 3 years. The room erupts. Then Fisher should recuse himself. We filed a motion, but it was denied. We're stuck with him. Marin stands. Then I'm going to the hearing. Absolutely not, Rowan says immediately. Why? Because Dario's associates know you're the key witness. Showing up in public makes you a target. I'm already a target. Marin's voice doesn't shake. My face is on every news site. People are camped outside my dorm. Hiding doesn't make me safer. It just makes me invisible. Luciana grabs her daughter's hand. Baby, please. Mum, you told me to testify, to tell the truth. How can I do that if I'm too scared to even show up? Marin looks at Rowan. I'm going, with or without protection. Rowan studies her for a long moment, then nods. With protection, heavy protection, and you don't say a word to anyone. Understood. Marin nods. 2 hours later, the courthouse downtown swarms with media. Cameras line the steps. Reporters shout questions at anyone entering. Protesters wave signs. Justice for Marin on one side, Free Dario on the other. A black SUV pulls up to a side entrance. Marin steps out wearing sunglasses and a borrowed jacket, flanked by 4 federal agents. They move quickly, but not quickly enough. Someone in the crowd shouts, "That's her!" Cameras swivel. Reporters surge forward. Miss Hale, how does it feel to be a hero? Are you afraid of retaliation? Do you forgive Dario Venturi? The agents form a wall, pushing through. They're 10 feet from the door when someone breaks through the barricade. A man in his 50s, expensive suit, rage twisting his features. You destroyed my business! He lunges at Marin. Agents tackle him before he's within arm's reach, slamming him against the pavement. Marin doesn't flinch, doesn't scream, just keeps walking. Inside the courthouse, Rowan guides them to a private waiting room. You okay? Marin removes the sunglasses. Her hands are steady. I'm okay. Through the walls, she can hear the courtroom filling. Voices, shuffling. The ambient sound of justice trying to happen. A bailiff opens the door. Hearings starting. Miss Hale, you'll sit in the gallery behind the prosecution. They enter through a side door. The courtroom is packed. Media in the back rows. Dario's associates filling one side. FBI personnel on the other. And at the defendant's table, in an orange jumpsuit and handcuffs, sits Dario Venturi. He looks smaller somehow. diminished, until his eyes find Mara. Then the monster returns. He smiles, the same smile from the pool's edge, and mouths 2 words: "Not over." What happens when the girl who survived comes face to face with the man who tried to kill her? Judge Leonard Fisher enters the courtroom like he owns it. Late 60s, silver hair, a face carved from decades of making decisions that change lives. He settles into his chair, adjusts his glasses, and surveys the packed room with the expression of someone bored before the show even starts. "We're here for the bail hearing of Dario Venturi," he begins, voice dry. "Charges include attempted murder, assault, racketeering, and numerous financial crimes. Counsel, let's keep this moving." Dario's lawyer stands. Marcus Webb, infamous for getting guilty people released. $3,000 suit, smile like a shark. "Your Honor, my client is a respected businessman and philanthropist with deep ties to this community. He has no prior criminal record. The alleged incident at his home was a tragic accident blown out of proportion by overzealous federal agents." Murmurs ripple through the courtroom. The young woman in question survived without injury, proving there was no intent to cause harm. At most, this is reckless endangerment, which doesn't justify holding Mr. Venturi without bail. The prosecution stands. District Attorney Jasmine Cole, 42 years old and tired of watching criminals buy their freedom. "Your Honor, the defendant threw a teenage girl into a pool filled with piranhas in front of 84 witnesses. We have video evidence, we have testimony, and we have recordings proving the defendant understood exactly how dangerous those fish are." She gestures toward Mara in the gallery. The victim's survival doesn't diminish intent. It demonstrates remarkable courage and knowledge that prevented what the defendant clearly intended to be a lethal attack. Judge Fisher's gaze flicks to Mara. Their eyes meet for half a second. Then he looks away. "I've reviewed the evidence submitted. While concerning, I'm not convinced it establishes premeditated intent beyond reasonable doubt at this stage." His words land like bombs. "Bail is set at $5 million. Cash or bond." The courtroom explodes. "Your Honor, that's outrageous!" D.A. Cole shouts over the noise. "The defendant is a flight risk with international connections. He has the resources to disappear." But Fisher bangs his gavel. "My decision stands. Next case." He exits through the rear door before anyone can object further. In the gallery, Maran sits frozen. $5 million. Dario's empire might be collapsing, but he still has assets hidden in accounts even the FBI hasn't found yet. He could post bail within hours, walk out of this courthouse, disappear. Rowan leans close, voice urgent. "We're filing an emergency appeal. This isn't over." But Dario twists in his chair, making sure Mara sees his face. He winks. Agents escort him out through a side door, but the message was delivered. Outside the courtroom, media swarms again. "Miss Hale, what's your reaction to the bail decision? Are you afraid Dario will retaliate? Do you think justice is being served?" Marin stops walking. Rowan grabs her arm. "Don't," but she steps up to the microphones anyway. The questions silence. Cameras focus. For 5 seconds, Mara says nothing. Just looks at the reporters, at the cameras, at the millions of people watching through screens. Then she speaks. "3 days ago, a man pushed me into a pool filled with piranhas because I dropped champagne glasses. He wanted to teach me a lesson about fear." Her voice doesn't shake. But the lesson he taught was different. He taught me that people who rule through fear are only powerful until someone stops being afraid. She takes a breath. Dario Venturi built an empire on making people too scared to resist. But I'm not scared anymore. And if a 19-year-old college student can survive his worst, then maybe everyone else can too. She looks directly into the nearest camera. To everyone in Harbor Crest who's been threatened, intimidated, or hurt by him, you don't have to be afraid anymore. He's just a man, and men who abuse power eventually lose it. The reporters erupt with follow-up questions, but Rowan pulls her away. Back in the SUV, Luciana grips Marin's hand so tight it hurts. That was either the bravest or most dangerous thing you've ever done. Both, Destiny says from the front seat. That soundbite is going to be everywhere within the hour. Good, Marin replies. Her phone buzzes, then buzzes again, and again, messages flooding in. You inspired me to report my abusive boss. Your courage gave me strength to leave a dangerous relationship. Thank you for showing us we don't have to accept fear as normal. But between the supportive messages, darker ones appear. You just signed your death warrant. Dario's people are coming for you. Enjoy your last days. Marin turns the phone screen down. They arrive back at the safe house as sunset bleeds orange across Harbor Crest's skyline. Inside, Tasha Reynolds waits with dinner and news. The appeals court is reviewing the bail decision. Could take 24 to 48 hours. She sets food on the table. Meanwhile, we've increased security. 2 agents outside, cameras on all approaches. What about Dario's assets? Luciana asks. Can he actually post 5 million? We've frozen everything we can find, but he likely has hidden accounts. Tasha's expression is grim. If he posts bail, he'll have restrictions, ankle monitor, no international travel, no contact with witnesses. But he'd be free. The word hangs in the air like smoke. Free. Marin picks at her food without eating. Later, after Luciana falls asleep on the couch, Marin stands at the window staring at the city lights. A soft knock. Agent Rowan enters. Can't sleep? Would you? He joins her at the window. I've been doing this job for 17 years. I've put away murderers, traffickers, terrorists. But cases like this, where victims have to be as brave as you're being, those are the hardest. I don't feel brave. I feel tired. Brave people usually do. He's quiet for a moment. You know what you did today at the courthouse? That 30-second statement? I probably made everything worse. You changed the narrative. Before you were a victim. Now you're a symbol. And symbols are harder to silence. Marin turns from the window. What if he gets out? What if he disappears? And I spend the rest of my life looking over my shoulder. Then we keep looking until we find him. And you keep living. Rowan's voice is firm. Don't let him take more from you than he already has. His phone rings. He checks the screen, expression shifting. It's the courthouse, he answers. Sutter. Marin watches his face change as he listens. When? Pause. How much? Another pause. Understood. He hangs up slowly. What? Marin's voice barely works. An anonymous donor just posted Dario's full bail amount, $5 million. Cash. Rowan looks at her. He's being released in the morning. The room tilts. Who? Who would post that much money? We don't know. The transfer was routed through offshore accounts, untraceable. His jaw clenches. But someone very wealthy wants Dario free. Luciana wakes, seeing their expressions. What happened? Marin can't speak, because the monster who tried to kill her is about to walk out of jail. and someone powerful enough to hide $5 million wants him to. Outside, a black sedan parks across the street. Same car, same position. Inside, the figure makes another call. He's being released. Move to phase 2. What about the girl? She's exactly where we need her. When the hunter walks free, does the prey run or fight back? Dario Venturi walks out of Harborcrest County Jail at 7:43 a.m., wearing the same clothes he wore to his gala. Reporters swarm. Cameras flash. His lawyer, Marcus Webb, makes a statement about wrongful arrest and excessive prosecution, while Dario stands silent, surveying the crowd like a king returned from exile. His ankle monitor shows beneath his pant leg, but his smile says it doesn't matter. He's free. At the safe house, Mara watches the live coverage with Luciana gripping her shoulder. "This isn't right," her mother whispers. "This isn't justice." But Maran's expression isn't fear anymore. It's calculation. "He thinks he won," she says quietly. Rowan enters with Destiny, both holding tablets and coffee. His release conditions are strict. Ankle monitor with location tracking. No contact with witnesses. No leaving city limits. Violation means immediate rearrest. "And if he runs?" Luciana asks. "Then we hunt him to the ends of the earth." Rowan sets his tablet down. "But there's something else. The anonymous donor. We traced it backward through 17 shell companies." He pulls up a document. "The money came from an account controlled by Isaiah Grant." Silence explodes through the room. "The journalist?" Marin stands so fast, her chair tips. "He posted Dario's bail." "Not exactly. The account was opened in his name, but Isaiah says he didn't authorize it. Someone's using his identity." "Who?" "We don't know yet, but whoever it is has serious resources and a reason to want Dario free and monitored rather than locked up pre-trial." Destiny adds, "We think someone's using Dario as bait. They want to see who contacts him, where he goes, who he trusts when his empire is crumbling." Marin's mind races. "So I'm bait too?" "No," Rowan says firmly. "You're protected. There's a difference." But Marin knows better. The moment she became the girl who survived, she stopped being invisible. Every move she makes now carries weight. Every word matters. Her phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. "You were brave at the courthouse. Stay brave. Someone's watching who needs your strength." She shows Rowan. He photographs it immediately, forwarding to the cyber team. "Change your number. Today." "No." Marin's voice is steady. "If someone's trying to reach me, let them. Maybe they have information. Or maybe they're trying to locate you. You're already tracking my location for protection. What's the difference?" Rowan and Destiny exchange glances. They know she's right, but they don't like it. Days blur together. The media frenzy continues. Dario stays in his mansion under house arrest. Lawyers filing motions to dismiss charges. Witnesses start recanting testimonies, claiming they were coerced or misunderstood what they saw. Fear still works, even when the monster wears an ankle monitor. But something else is happening too. People Dario threatened for years start coming forward. Not the wealthy ones, they're still too scared to lose what they have. But service workers, bartenders, wait staff, people who saw things and stayed silent because silence kept them employed. A former housekeeper testifies that Dario once threatened to throw her son in the pool if she reported wage theft. A club manager reveals recordings of Dario discussing money laundering. A dock worker provides shipping manifests that prove smuggling operations. The case strengthens brick by brick. And at the center, Maren becomes something she never wanted to be, a symbol of resistance. Universities invite her to speak. Advocacy groups want her as a spokesperson. Publishing companies offer six-figure book deals. She declines everything. "I'm not a hero," she tells Tasha during a counseling session. "I'm just a girl who got pushed in a pool and knew how to float." But knowing how to float when everyone expects you to sink, that's heroism. Tasha leans forward. "You don't have to accept the label, but you can't control how others use your story to find their own courage." 3 weeks after the gala, the trial date is set. 6 months away. Rowan arrives at the safe house with news. Dario's legal team is pushing for a plea deal, reduced charges in exchange for information on his organization. "Absolutely not," Maren says immediately. "It's not your decision. The DA makes that call." "Then I'll talk to the DA." "Maren, he tried to kill me in front of 84 people, and you want to let him negotiate." Rowan's expression softens. "I want justice, real justice, which means building a case so airtight that no judge, no jury, no appeal can let him walk. If that requires tactical decisions, it requires courage," Maren stands. "And if the DA won't show it, I will." She's never visited the district attorney's office before. The building downtown smells like old files and burnt coffee. Jasmine Cole meets her in a conference room, exhaustion etched in every line of her face. "Miss Hale, I assume you heard about the plea offer. I heard you're considering it. I'm considering all options that guarantee Dario Venturi sees consequences." "A plea deal isn't consequences, it's surrender." Maren's voice stays level. "You have video evidence. You have 84 witnesses. You have recordings proving intent. Why would you negotiate?" Jasmine sighs, rubbing her temples. "Because witnesses are recanting. Because Dario's lawyers are filing motions that could get evidence suppressed. Because if we go to trial and lose, he walks completely free." She meets Maren's eyes. "A guilty plea to lesser charges means guaranteed prison time." "How much time?" 3 to 5 years. The number lands like a slap. 3 years? Maren's voice rises. "For attempted murder? For reckless endangerment and assault? The attempted murder charge is harder to prove because you survived without physical injury." "I survived because I knew how to survive. That doesn't mean he didn't try to kill me. I know that. You know that. But convincing 12 jurors beyond reasonable doubt?" Jasmine shakes her head. "Defense will argue he didn't know you had aquatic training, that he assumed the piranhas wouldn't attack because he's swum with them before, which we have photos proving. They'll paint it as reckless, not murderous." Maren feels the ground shifting beneath her feet. This is how justice fails. Not with explosions, but with technical arguments and plea bargains, and victims being told to accept less because the system is tired. "What if I testify?" she asks quietly. "You will testify. But testimony alone isn't enough when defense can create reasonable doubt." "Then what do I do?" Jasmine's expression shifts, something fierce breaking through the exhaustion. "You keep being exactly who you've been. Brave, honest, unshakable." She pulls out a folder. "Because while Dario's been under house arrest, we've been working, following money trails, interviewing witnesses, building connections between his operations and actual violence." She opens the folder. Inside are photographs, crime scene photos, missing person reports, incident files spanning 15 years. "We're building a RICO case, racketeer-influenced and corrupt organizations. If we can prove Dario ran a criminal enterprise responsible for multiple felonies, we're not looking at 3 years. We're looking at 25 to life. Hope flickers in Marin's chest. How long will that take? Longer than 6 months? Maybe a year. Maybe more. Jasmine closes the folder, which means you need to decide if you're willing to keep fighting when the cameras stop rolling and the world moves on to the next story. Marin doesn't hesitate. I'll fight as long as it takes. 6 months later, the trial begins. The courthouse steps are packed again, but smaller now. Public attention has shifted to newer scandals, fresher tragedies. Marin walks up the steps wearing a simple blue dress, her mother beside her, Rowan and Destiny flanking them. Inside, Dario sits at the defense table looking thinner. House arrest and crumbling empire have carved hollows beneath his eyes. But when Marin enters, his gaze still carries threat. The trial lasts 3 weeks. Witnesses testify. Evidence is presented. Videos play showing the gala, the push, the piranhas circling. Marin takes the stand on day 14. Marcus Webb, Dario's lawyer, approaches with a smile designed to unsettle. Miss Hale, you have training in marine biology, correct? I volunteer at the Marine Center. I'm not a biologist. But you understand predatory fish behavior. Some? In fact, you knew exactly how to prevent piranha attacks, didn't you? I knew techniques that might help, yes. Might? Webb's smile widens. You stayed perfectly calm, controlled your movements, and the fish didn't touch you. Sounds like you knew it would work. I hoped it would work. There's a difference. But if you had that knowledge, and Mr. Venturi didn't know you had that knowledge, how could he have intended to kill you? At most, he made a reckless decision, not knowing you had the skills to survive. The courtroom murmurs. Marin takes a breath, remembering Jasmine's coaching. He kept piranhas in his pool as weapons. He told guests they could strip a man to bone in 4 minutes. He tested what they could do. Her voice strengthens. He knew exactly how dangerous they were. My survival doesn't change his intent. It just means I refused to die. The courtroom goes silent. Webb tries several more approaches, but Marin doesn't break. When she steps down, Dario's expression has shifted. He's not smiling anymore. The jury deliberates for 6 days. Marin stays in Harbor Crest, attending classes again, trying to rebuild normal life while waiting for 12 strangers to decide what justice means. On the 7th day, her phone rings. Rowan's voice. Verdict's in? Get to the courthouse. They arrive within 30 minutes. The courtroom fills. Judge Fisher enters. A different judge now, after Fisher was removed for conflict of interest when evidence of Dario's payments emerged. The new judge, Honor Washington, is someone who doesn't owe favors to anyone. Has the jury reached a verdict? The forewoman stands. Yes, Your Honor. On the charge of attempted murder, how do you find? Not guilty. Marin's heart drops, but the forewoman continues. On the charge of assault with intent to cause great bodily harm? Guilty. On the charge of criminal conspiracy? Guilty. On charges related to operating a criminal enterprise under RICO? Guilty on all counts. The courtroom erupts. Dario's face goes white. Judge Washington bangs her gavel. Mr. Venturi, you'll remain in custody pending sentencing. Given the severity and pattern of criminal behavior, I'm denying bail. Agents move forward immediately, handcuffing Dario as he shouts at his lawyer. You said we'd win. You said, but his voice fades as they escort him out. Outside, media swarms again. This time, Marin doesn't stop. She walks past the cameras, past the reporters, toward the car where her mother waits. Luciana pulls her into a hug that lasts forever. "It's over," she whispers. "Baby, it's finally over." But Maren knows better. It's not over. It's just beginning. 2 months later, Dario is sentenced to 28 years in federal prison without possibility of parole for 15 years. Maren doesn't attend the sentencing. She's in class, taking notes on marine ecosystem management, planning her future. That night, she receives an envelope. No return address. Hand-delivered to her new apartment. Inside, a single note. "You gave a city permission to breathe. Thank you. A friend." She never learns who sent it, but she keeps the note in a frame on her desk. Years pass. Maren graduates with honors, becomes Dr. Maren Hale, marine biologist, opens a non-profit teaching water safety and predatory animal behavior to communities that can't afford expensive programs. Luciana opens a catering business, serving the same wealthy clients who once looked through her, except now they see her. Harbor Crest changes slowly. Politicians connected to Dario are voted out or resign. New leadership emerges, promising transparency. The mansion on the cliffs is seized, sold, converted into a community center. The pool is filled in, replaced with a garden where children play. And sometimes, when Maren drives past, she stops and watches them, laughing, running, unafraid. The way people should always be allowed to live. One afternoon, 5 years after the gala, a documentary crew interviews her. "Do you consider yourself a hero?" the interviewer asks. Maren thinks for a long moment. "No, I consider myself someone who refused to drown." "There's a difference?" She smiles. "Heroes save people. I just reminded people they could save themselves." What would you say to someone living in fear right now? Someone dealing with their own Dario? Maren looks directly into the camera. Fear is a cage that only works if you believe in the bars. The moment you realize you're stronger than the person trying to intimidate you, the cage disappears. She pauses. It won't be easy. It might be terrifying. But on the other side of that fear is a life where you breathe freely, and that life is worth fighting for. The documentary wins awards. Maren doesn't attend the ceremonies. She's too busy teaching a classroom of kids how to float when the world tries to pull them under. And sometimes, late at night, she thinks about that pool, about the moment she hit the water and every instinct screamed to fight, about choosing stillness instead of panic, about surviving not because she was fearless, but because she refused to let fear make her decisions. The city of Harbor Crest breathes easier now, not because one man went to prison, but because one girl showed everyone what happens when you stop letting monsters define you. And that lesson spreads like wildfire. Changing lives one act of quiet courage at a time. Thank you for watching this journey from fear to freedom, from victim to victor. If this story inspired you, if it reminded you that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the refusal to let fear win, then subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. More stories of resilience, justice, and the unstoppable human spirit are coming. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Together, we inspire each other to keep fighting, keep floating, keep breathing. Until the next story, remember, you are stronger than whatever's trying to pull you under.